You know what's ironic? Some of the most bulletproof, over-engineered cars ever built have been completely forgotten. We're talking about machines designed to outlive their owners, yet nobody remembers them. Today we're digging up 15 forgotten legends that were built to last forever. Let's go. Number 15. Porsche 968. The last front-engine Porsche before the Cayenne, and nobody gave it the respect it deserved. The 968 packed a 3.0-liter inline-4, the largest four-cylinder Porsche ever made, with 236 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque. It had variocam variable valve timing, near-perfect 50-50 weight distribution, and could hit 157 miles per hour. Built from 1991 to 1995, only 12,780 were made. Critics loved it. Motor Trend even named it Import Car of the Year, but nobody bought it. Why? It cost almost as much as a 911, and most people couldn't justify a four-cylinder Porsche. But here's the thing, that engine was bulletproof. With proper maintenance, 968s regularly see 300,000 kilometers without major issues. The transaxle layout was complex, sure, but everything was built to last. Today, clean examples are climbing in value as people realize this was Porsche's most carefully refined front-engine sports car. Number 14. 1997 Ford Thunderbird. The final year of the MN12 platform, and Ford gave it the best version of the 4.6-liter modular V8, 205 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. Not earth-shattering, but this thing was built like a tank. Independent rear suspension, four-wheel disc brakes, and rock-solid build quality. Owners regularly report 200,000 plus miles with minimal issues. The 4.6 modular engine is legendary for reliability. Change the oil and it'll outlive you. The MN12 chassis was over-engineered, heavy, and refined. Sure, it wasn't fast by modern standards, but 0 to 60 in 7.9 seconds was respectable for a luxury coupe in 1997. Problem was, by 97, nobody cared about personal luxury coupes anymore. Sales tanked, Ford killed it, and everyone forgot about it. But if you find a clean one today, that thing will run forever. Bone stock survivors with 295,000 miles prove the point. Number 13. Aston Martin Lagonda, the wedge-shaped spaceship from 1976 that looked like nothing else on Earth. Designed by William Townes, it packed a 5.3-liter V8, making 280 horsepower and could hit 143 miles per hour. But the real story? That V8 was indestructible. Based on the DBS engine, it was all aluminum, hand-built, and over-engineered to British standards. The electronics? Absolute nightmare. First production car with a digital dash, and those systems failed constantly. But strip away the problematic electronics and you had a V8 that would run 200,000 miles without blinking. Only 645 were built over 14 years, and most rusted away. Chassis corrosion was brutal, but mechanically bulletproof. The V8 shared DNA with Aston's racing engines, built to endure Le Mans. Today, survivors with working electronics are worth six figures. The engine still purring. Number 12. 1996 Hyundai Tiburon. Hear me out. The first generation Tiburon wasn't fast, 140 horsepower from a 2.0-liter 4, but it was built like a Korean tank. Hyundai was desperate to prove reliability, so they over-engineered everything. The beta engine was simple, understressed, and backed by Hyundai's legendary 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Suspension was co-developed with Porsche, build quality was solid, and you know what? They lasted. Tiburons regularly hit 200,000 miles with just basic maintenance. The 2.0 wasn't powerful, but it was damn near indestructible. The McPherson strut suspension never quit. Sure, it looked like a baby Ferrari and drove like a Civic, but it cost $16,000 new and came with a warranty longer than most marriages. Today, most got thrashed and died, but clean survivors prove Hyundai knew how to build a car. Number 11. TVR Cerbera Speed 12. Okay, built to last is a stretch here, but hear me out. The Speed 12's 7.7-liter V12 basically two straight sixes welded together, made 800 plus horsepower, and was built to racing specs. Steel block, forged internals, dry sump lubrication. Peter Wheeler himself drove the prototype and declared it too dangerous for customers. Only 11 were built, one survives. That V12, it was built for endurance racing, designed to survive Le Mans. The problem wasn't durability, it was that nobody could handle 800 horsepower in 1,000 kilograms with no driver aids. The engine engine proved itself in racing. The Speed 12 won races in British GT before mechanical complexity killed the program. That V12 could handle 240 plus miles per hour all day, but TVR couldn't sell a car that terrified test drivers, so they killed it. The engine? Absolutely bulletproof for racing. Number 10. Ferrari Daytona shooting brake. Only one exists. Chassis 15,275, converted by Panther West Winds in 1974. The 4.4-liter V12 made 352 horsepower, same as the standard Daytona. And that engine, Ferrari's legendary Colombo Fight 12, built to race at Le Mans. Dual overhead cams, 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds, 174 miles per hour top speed. The Daytona won its class at Le Mans multiple times. The engine was bulletproof. Ferrari built these to compete with Lamborghini and win endurance races. With proper maintenance, Daytona 512S run 100,000 plus miles without major work. The shooting brake conversion added weight, but didn't touch the drivetrain. Luigi Chinetti Jr. designed it, Panther West Winds built it. Today it's worth 7 figures. The V12 still runs perfectly after 50 plus years. Just 4,500 miles on the odometer. That engine could do another 100,000 easy. Number 9. 1996 Dodge Stealth RT Turbo. Badge engineered Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4. Twin turbo 3.0 liter V6, 320 horsepower, all-wheel drive, active aerodynamics, 4-wheel steering. It was technological overkill. The 6G72 engine was Mitsubishi's workhorse. Understressed, reliable, and proven. With proper maintenance, these engines hit 200,000 plus miles. The problem? Complexity. Everything was computerized, everything broke, and fixing it was expensive. The turbos, the AWD system, the active suspension, all problematic. But strip away the electronics and you had a bulletproof V6. Owners who kept up with maintenance report 300,000 plus miles. The manual transmission was solid. The chassis was stout. Yeah, it was complicated, but the core mechanical components were built to last. Problem was, by 96 people wanted simpler cars. Sales died. Today, survivors are dirt cheap. Number 8. Subaru SVX. Giugiaro's weird window within a window design, powered by a 3.3 liter flat 6, making 230 horsepower. The engine was Subaru's biggest boxer ever at the time, and it was bulletproof. The EG33 flat 6 was over-engineered, understressed, and dead reliable. With proper maintenance, these engines hit 250,000 plus miles without major issues. The problem? The 4-speed automatic. It couldn't handle the torque and failed constantly. But the engine, rock solid. Subaru only made 14,000 for the US, and most died from transmission failures or rust. But survivors with rebuilt transmissions keep running. The Boxer engine's simple design and low stress meant longevity. The AWD system was Subaru's proven setup. Everything mechanical was built to last, just not the transmission. Number 7. 1989 Ford Thunderbird. Supercharged V6, 5-speed manual, independent rear suspension, and Motor Trend Car of the Year. The 3.8-liter supercharged SX6 made 210 horsepower and 315 pound-feet of torque. Massive for 1989. That engine was bulletproof. The SX56 was Ford's workhorse, and the supercharger was Eaton-sourced and dead reliable. Owners report 200,000 plus miles with just basic maintenance. The 5-speed manual was Mazda-sourced and robust. The chassis was over-engineered. Ford built these to compete with BMW, and they did. Problem: nobody wanted a supercharged V6 Ford when they could buy a V8 Mustang for less. Sales were weak, but survivors? They run forever. The supercharger rarely fails. The engine handles boost easily. Today, clean manual Super Coupes are appreciating. This thing was built to last. Number 6. Vector M12. America's only V12 supercar powered by a Lamborghini Diablo engine. Only 17 were built. The 5.7-liter V12 made 492 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds, 189 miles per hour top speed. That Lamborghini 512 was bulletproof. It powered the Diablo to 200,000 plus miles in daily use. Vector used the same engine, same ZF 5-speed manual. The drivetrain was proven. Problem? Everything else. Build quality was terrible. Auto Auto Week called it the worst car we've ever tested, but mechanically, solid. That V12 could run forever if maintained. Only 17 were made because Vector couldn't afford to keep buying engines from Lamborghini. The company went bankrupt, but the core powertrain, absolutely bulletproof. Those Lambo V12 engines are legendary for durability. Number 5, 1974, Pontiac GTO. The Forgottten GTO, based on the Ventura, basically a Chevy Nova. Only 7,058 were built. The 350 V8 made 200 horsepower. Not much, but emissions killed everything in 74. That Pontiac 350 was bulletproof. Simple pushrod Phi-8, low compression, under stressed. These engines hit 300,000 plus miles with basic maintenance. The chassis was GM's X-Body, proven, solid, reliable. Yeah, it wasn't a real GTO by purist standards, but mechanically it was built to last. Pontiac's V8s were legendary for durability. The 350 shared architecture with the 400 and 455, meaning robust internals. Today, survivors often get 455 swaps, but the original 350, it'll run forever. Simple, reliable, unkillable. That's why so few survive. People beat them to death and they kept running. Number 4, Porsche 916. Only 11 were built, based on the 914, but with a 911S engine, 2.4 liter flat 6 making 190 horsepower, later 2.7 liter with 210. Top speed 145 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds. That flat 6 was Porsche's bulletproof air-cooled unit. These engines routinely hit 200,000 plus miles. The 916 used racing spec suspension, vented brakes from the 911S, and a reinforced chassis. Everything was over-engineered. Porsche canceled it because it cost more than a 911S, but mechanically built to race standards. That flat 6 was Le Mans proven. The transaxle was robust. Today, the few survivors are worth $1 million plus. Why? Because they're essentially race cars with plates, and race cars are built to last. Number 3, 1969 Chevrolet Camaro SS. The SS 396 with the L78 engine, 375 horsepower from a solid lifter big block. But the real legends, the Copo 9561 cars with the L72 427 rated at 425 horsepower, real output closer to 450. That L72 was bulletproof, forged internals, 4-bolt mains, designed for drag racing. These engines hit 100,000 plus miles in racing conditions. The 12-bolt Posey rear end was unbreakable. The chassis was stout. Problem, most got destroyed racing, but survivors, those L72s still run strong 55 years later. The 396 L78 was similarly robust, solid lifters, big port heads built to take abuse. These weren't fragile, they were race engines detuned for the street. With proper maintenance, they'd outlive you. That's why clean survivors with original drivetrains command 6 figures. Number 2, Jaguar Sport XJR 15. Built by TWR, only 53 made. First all carbon fiber road car. The 6.0 liter V12 made 450 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds, 191 miles per hour top speed. That V12 was race spec. Based on the Le Mans winning XJR9 engine, it was built for endurance racing. Dry sump lubrication, forged internals, designed to run 24 hours at Le Mans. The 5-speed manual was robust. The carbon Kevlar monocoque was race proven. Problem, it cost $500,000 in 1991. Only 27 road cars were built, but mechanically bulletproof. That V12 could handle abuse all day. Racing versions completed Le Mans. The engine was built to last. Today, survivors sell for $2 million. The V12 still runs perfectly. That's endurance racing engineering. Number 1, Venturi 400 GT, France's forgotten supercar. Twin turbo 3.0 liter V6 making 408 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds, 181 miles per hour top speed. Only 15 road cars were built. That PRV V6, shared with the DeLorean, was bulletproof when built right. Venturi's race spec version with twin Garrett turbos proved itself in endurance racing. The engine competed at Le Mans, survived the Gentleman Drivers Trophy Series. With proper maintenance, these engines hit 150,000 plus miles. The chassis was race proven. Everything was over-engineered. Problem, Venturi Ferrari went bankrupt. Only 15 road cars exist, but mechanically, bulletproof. That V6 was designed to race, built to last. The first production car with carbon brakes, race spec internals. Today, survivors sell for $150,000 to $200,000. The engine still runs strong. That's French engineering at its finest. If you want to watch the new convertible cars that will be released in 2026, you can click on this video.